Well, how y'all doing, folks? Welcome to part 2 of I don't know how many. In part 1, you saw me get the serpentine belt off, which was a bear. I had so many comments about, hey, you've got crow's foot, use a crow's foot. Hey, you've got a socket, use a socket. I'm telling you, people, there ain't but that much room between this tension pulley and the frame. There's no room to get stuff in there. And that's why the garages charge so much to do this job we're going to do, is because they, well, it's just a pain in the patoot. People said, well, there's a hole drilled in the frame right there where you can stick your socket. No, no, no. That ain't the way it works. Not here, not on this daggum engine. I'm going to start that mechanic language, and I ain't even started this morning. But I sure am glad we got better weather. It's going to be a nice day today. Going to be in the 80s instead of the 90s. So we're out here this morning. It's about, oh, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning. It's a beautiful day, dry. Got rain coming in tonight. But I wanted to just tell you, and this little section you're going to see here in just a moment, I'm not going to go into great detail of how to jack up a car, how to place a jack stand. I'm just going to do it. You're going to see it in fast forward. I don't want to waste too much time. And as far as my grandchildren are concerned, they'll learn how to use a jack stand. Now, I do want to tell you though that before my big rear end gets up underneath a car like this, I want it blocked very well. I want to make sure it don't fall on me. I'm here by myself, and there's too many horror stories out there about people's had cars fall on them. I got a cousin that had a car fall on him. Of course, that's the old days of bumper jacks, you know. Jack that front bumper way up in the air is craziness. But the first thing you want to do if you're going to be doing this job, or a job where you got to jack up the car and it's going to be sitting on jack stands and a jack and whatever, is you want to engage the emergency brake. Okay, now this being a front wheel drive car, even though it's in park, I still don't trust it not to move, even though the wheel on the driver's side is on the ground. So usually the emergency brake is used to lock in the rear wheels. Again, this being a front wheel drive car, usually your emergency brake goes to your back wheels. So let me get started on this. Like I say, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to engage the parking brake, emergency brake, whatever you're going to call it. The car is in park, and we're going to jack this thing up. We're going to pull the front tire off. Then we're going to pull this fender well out. Okay, I hate them little plastic push-in connectors, but whew, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, y'all, hang on. Here we go. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Oh. Oh. Well, I'm glad I caught that. It's a brand new camera, and it was set to record on internal memory instead of the 32 gigabyte memory card I bought for it. Now we're on the memory card, so we shouldn't have any more trouble now. Right now, because I'm not, you know, editing the video, I don't know what you saw, what you didn't see. But in a nutshell, I jacked the car up. I've removed the front wheel. It's now time to take this plastic wheel well out, and it's held in place by 3 of these little push-in connectors, and there's a couple of Phillips screws, there's a couple of little lock-in plastic things that ain't nothing but a pain in the patoot. I realize it's a lot faster at the factory to just push a little piece of plastic in there, but dadgum, how long did it take to just shoot a screw? So you end up, if you don't get them out just right, then you end up with defective pieces to try to go back in with. And then you say, well, it's either good enough, or you go to the auto parts store and pay $2 a piece for them. Oh. That maybe is a good thing that the camera stopped, so y'all didn't hear any mechanic language. Ha ha! Okay, well, let me get this wheel well out. Like I say, it's got just a couple of things you got to pop out, and 2 of them's got a screw. So I'm sorry I'm turning my back on you. I guess I could set the camera up down here where you can see a little better. I don't know if it shows up, but right here are some holes that these plastic pieces came out of. And then these right here, I should be able to pry that out of the middle. Should be able to. I hate these things. Oh, get a pair of pliers. One of my viewers, Track Ride Poet, sent this pair of pliers to me. They're really cool. They're needle nose, or you can reverse them. You got more of a standard grip plier. Yep, Track Ride. I ain't lost them yet. Okay. So this is them little pieces that come out. They're sort of slotted. And then up under here, I've got 2 Phillips screws. Okay. That should allow me to get this out. So before we get carried away, I pick up all these connectors, all these little clips, and put them where they don't get damaged or lost or whatever, because I'm going to need them to go back. You know, we didn't have to do this with 6-cylinder cars, where these inline straight 6. Oh, one more screw. Damn it. Ah! Well, this don't look like none of them I seen on the books. It's all metal. There ain't no getting to that some bitch. Ah. Well, back to the drawing board, these mother freaking. I better turn off the video before I go into a tirade. Oh, man. I ain't happy. Crapola. I know what they're going to tell me to do. They're going to tell me I got to pull all this and all that and let this hang down and oh man. I can't even see the alternator.
Okay, alternator is right there. And I gotta find out how to get that sunny beach up here. We'll be back.
Well, folks, I can't give up that easy. I went in and got me a cold drink of water and back out here again. Whew. This is gonna be a bear. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the patoot. But I want to show you the next thing that's got to come off. Alright, there's the alternator. Now, there's a pan underneath it. And that metal pan has got to come off. And there's just a couple little tiny screws. And there's one right there. There's one right there. Now, folks, I ain't saying this to brag on my videos at all, but nothing is more frustrating to me than trying to watch a how-to video and they skip all these steps. And one old boy, he says, yeah, you wrestle around this way and that way and turn it this way, it comes right out. But what they don't show you is all this stuff that's got to come off first. And you know, I had to find out for myself that I got to pull that little plastic or little metal tray out. And nobody says that in any of the videos. So like I said, I don't mean to brag, but what I am trying to impress upon you is the reason my videos take so long is I'm trying to show you every step you need to do so that you can do this. Okay? If old PawPaw can do it, you can. Alright? So let me go try to find the tools I need and I'll be back.